Before you print, you should always print preview. To print preview, one of the buttons we added to our quick access toolbar was print preview, and the shortcut key in the same way as Word and Excel and PowerPoint is Control F2. But if I hit the print preview button, what I see here is how my diagram will actually print. And this is for the sheet or the page called Bookings. If I click on Emergency at the bottom, this is how the emergency diagram will print, and Admission, this is how the admission diagram would print. If I go back to Bookings, for example, what you can view here is the whole page as I'm viewing now, or the current view. The current view just hones in on just the diagram, where really we want to print the whole page. Now the other thing is the page setup. When I go to page setup, I can see that I'm printing to A4. You can change your paper size to A3 if it's a large diagram and your printer supports A3. If you have a large diagram and it doesn't fit on A4, then you have to deal with something called tiles. So let's say I change my paper size to A5, which is substantially smaller than A4, and so my diagram won't print on an A5, just as if you had a really large printout. So I'll just apply this and OK. What happens is it doesn't reduce the diagram to fit on the paper size. Instead it tiles it, and what it'll do when I go next tile is say, right, this is what will go on the first A4 piece of paper, this is on the next tile, this is on the next tile, and this is on the next tile. So what it does is it actually tiles your one diagram across multiple pages if your one diagram is very large and it can't fit on A4, A3. And I can move to the previous tile and the previous tile and the previous tile. So I'm going to go back to page setup and put it back to A4 because my diagram does fit on A4. And I've got it on landscape, which is good. And you can, if you need to, also adjust the zoom. So this is printing 100% actual size. And if I go apply, I can see that this is what would happen. If I wanted to make it slightly larger, I could go for 200 and apply. And I'm back to sort of the tiling situation, and I might go back to 100%. If you wanted to control how many sheets are printed across and down, this is where you go to here and say, look, print one sheet across and maybe 2 sheets down, and get some control over exactly how it fits on the page. But I'll just leave mine on 100%. You can also decide if you're going to print the grid lines or not. But I'll just go apply and OK. So this is my diagram. Now the other thing you've got are headers and footers. If I choose the header and footer button, I can control what's printed at the left, center and right of at the head of every page, and what is printed at the left, center and right at the foot of every page. So for argument's sake, I might decide in the left I want software solutions. So you can type what you want. And on the right head of every page, I'd like to see the date in a long date format. And in the footer, I would like to see on the left foot the page number, followed by the total number of pages. So that's going to put, say, page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2, things like that. And in the right foot of every page, I may want to see the file name. So you've got all these things that you can add to the headers and the footers, and you can even choose the font. So I can go into font and I can say, look, I don't want Calibri, can I please have Arial, which is nice and easy to read, and OK. And if I go OK again, what you've got here is Software Solutions and Arial on the top left. You've got the date and long format in the top right. You've got the name of the file in the bottom right, and page 3 of 3, because we've got a 3-page printout here. Here's 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. So ultimately, when you're happy with this, you would simply hit the print button, and you would be able to say, look, I want to print 2 copies. I just want to print from pages 1 to 1, anything like that. Just the current page, certain pages, just the current view, all pages, how many copies, what printer you want to send it to, and so on. And you can even choose the printer. And I'll go cancel. To close out a print preview, you basically hit the close print preview button, and that's printing.